Right, as I broke my leg, I thought I'd write another story. That's called The New Arrival. Now this I've just literally written this afternoon, and it's very random. It's like a true story, then it gets a bit Larry, which is me all over. Right, here we go. Patch woke up at 6:30 and he done his usual chores around the caravan. He sat down with breakfast and put his left leg up on a stool to elevate it. He had recently broken his leg falling down his steps in a drunken state 3 weeks earlier, and was now halfway through having his cast on his leg, and boredom was entering his life. He went on Gumtree on a random sort of bender, I don't know what to call it. He sifted through things of interest and then had a mad moment. Kittens, he typed. Seconds later, dozens of cute little kittens appeared and he was transfixed. He stumbled across this real cute little boy, black and fluffy. "It's Guinness," he shouted, the drink he relished in the pub. Bloody hell, this is good. He emailed the lady and sat back. "Am I mad? A kitten in this caravan? I have 2 finches in a cage, a broken leg, this is daft." He almost talked himself out of it. He sighed and made another coffee. He sat down again. "It's fine, I don't have to buy him," he murmured. This is hurting my fucking head. Oh. I feel naked now. He sighed and made another coffee. He sat down again. I read that bit. "It's fine, I don't have to buy him," he murmured. The news was on TV and he zoned out into a daydream. Suddenly his phone bleeped. He picked it up and he saw an email from the cat lady. It read, "Hi, when would you like to visit the kitten?" He was about to reply when suddenly he received another email. "Are you on WhatsApp? I can send you more pictures." "Can't do any harm, I suppose," he said, and they exchanged numbers, and soon he got texts from her on there. He pushed a video message. He pushed a video message, and suddenly this cute ball of fluff appeared on the screen, purring, and his heart melted. He jumped. His phone was ringing, and on a WhatsApp video. He answered. On a WhatsApp call, it should be. He answered, and the lady was talking to him, and within about 30 seconds he had bought Guinness, and she would deliver him on Thursday. Immediately he was online ordering cat trays and other accessories. Thursday arrived and Patch was up bright and early, washed and dressed, had breakfast and sat down in front of the television. At 8:30 he heard a car on the stones on the driveway. He muted the TV and heard the gate unbolt. Tap, tap on the door. Then he first laid eyes on Guinness in the flesh. Even though he was concealed a bit in a cat box. The lady came in, they both sat down, and Guinness was released for the first time in his new home. He ran around the living room and then jumped up to the lady and sat on her lap. She then picked him up and handed him to Patch. Guinness rubbed his face immediately against his new owner and began purring here. "Hello you, aren't you a cutie?" he said. The lady had a chat about food, injections, etc., and then left, leaving Patch and his new friend to adjust to each other. Patch loved this ball of fluff running around chasing his toys around the caravan, then getting tired and either collapsing where he was or he would come and sit with him on the chair, purring. Right, by 10:30 that night, Patch said, "Oh Guinness, do I shut you out of my bedroom or do I let you in? I have 2 finches in here and don't want you trying to catch them." Guinness just looked at him as if he was mad. "Okay, I've decided. You can sleep on my bed. Let's see how it goes." And he laid him in his bed, and Guinness jumped up on, and he laid in his bed, and Guinness jumped up on there and curled beside him. When he awoke, the cat had positioned itself on his face, its tail draped across his nose. Patch's nose, this is my nose. And he sneezed, startling Guinness, who ran out of the bedroom. Patch laughed. "Hang on, boy. Sorry I sneezed." He grabbed his crutches and made his way through to the kitchen. Hang on, Guinness was nowhere to be seen. He called and called, but the cat was not there. "Where the hell are you? There's nowhere for you to go," he mumbled. He sat on the sofa after looking everywhere he could think of. He was about to ring Michelle, his girlfriend, when suddenly Guinness landed on his head. Oh! He had been on the high up shelf above the sofa. Just see that there. "Fucking hell," Patch yelled, startled. The cat then jumped onto the floor and ran to its food bowl, meowing. "Oh, I think you're thinking about your belly, aren't you?" he sighed. He grabbed some food and fed him, and he gulped it down. After they had both had their breakfast, Patch got his harness and lead for Guinness, and his invalidity scooter he had bought that week. It was outside his caravan, and they both went for a ride. Guinness sat in the basket on the front. "You shouldn't really be out here with me with no injections, boy, but you'll be okay," he whispered. He got to the corner shop and got his papers. All the other customers all over Guinness, stroking him and talking. Patch then went up the road and sat by the lake, and they watched the water and felt very chilled. "The pub will be open soon," he said to Guinness. Guinness almost appeared to smile. They poodled along up to the oak. The weather was still on their side and it was nice and warm. They decided to sit outside, and the barmaid came over with a pint of Guinness and a sausage roll. Patch shared the sausage roll with his cat. After a couple more pints, Patch needed a wee-wee, and he grabbed his crutches, made his way to the gents, leaving Guinness tied up to the scooter. He returned and gasped, "Shit, where are you now?" The barmaid heard this and ran out. "He was there just a minute ago, Patch. I looked through the window and I saw him." She ran out to the car park searching for him, and Patch followed on his scooter, but they could not see him anywhere. "I can't fucking believe this. I only got him yesterday," he said. After they had both had... Oh, I fucking read that bit, you twat. Oh, I'm going the wrong way now. Good storyteller. What the hell is it? He moaned. Alright. He moaned and set off for home, feeling very depressed. He passed Budgeons and then he went over the mini roundabout, but still no sign of Guinness. Eventually, arriving home, he hobbled to his caravan, and there on the steps stood Guinness, meowing. "Meow." "Jesus, how the hell did you find your way back here?" he cried. "Easy. I retraced our steps," the cat replied in a human voice. Patch almost fell off his crutches. "I know you are alarmed, but yes, I can speak, and I understand you as well." He opened the door and they went inside. They talked most of that evening. A few weeks passed, and by that time the twosome were on their way to global fame. Patch and Guinness had first appeared on the... There's a lot there, isn't there? Anglian News, and then News at 10. You'll be glad to know Guinness had his jabs and worm treatments, and the two had gone all around the world doing TV interviews, and they met David Attenborough and taken the planet by storm. They made millions of pounds, and now they live in a lovely house in the high street, a stone throw away from the pub. Guinness has his own room with a whole wall as a scratch post. Patch has an indoor swimming pool. He has a gymnasium and a cinema room, and he drives a lovely red Ferrari. And Guinness often comes for a drive, so Patch and his talking cat are regulars at the Oak. Sometimes Guinness shouts out the scores for the darts. People come from all over the world hoping to meet them, and the pub certainly enjoys the attention. Patch hasn't paid for a pint for over a year, and he's rather pleased about that. Guinness wears a diamond collar, and only last night he read out the questions for the pub quiz. Oh, how funny. Patch bought Michelle her bungalow for her. He gave a lovely chunk of cash to her girls, and also his own kids got a home each. He bought their mum's house for her too. He took the whole darts team on a 2-week holiday to Barbados, and this all happened from him buying a kitten on Gumtree. It's almost like it's a made-up story. The end. Wow, what about that? Huh? Fucking hell. True stories are the best, aren't they? You can't beat them.